Welcome again to Save Your Money, Save Your Teeth. It's the go-to podcast on eRadio where curiosity meets dentistry. We're joined by our expert as always, Dr. Clifford Yudelman from OptiSmile. And we dive into the world of dental care from a consumer's perspective. So whether you're looking to brighten that smile or just protect your wallet, we've got you covered with practical advice and the latest insights. Stick around as we uncover the secrets to maintaining both your dental health and your finances. Dr. Yudelman, welcome back.
Thanks. It seems like only a couple of days ago that we spoke, but there goes another week.
Yes.
How time flies.
Yeah,
and,
it's crazy.
Yeah, we've been getting a great response to all those 4 Yachty podcasts. And if any Yachties are listening to this episode today, we've done a special Yachty page on our website with other interesting tips and advice and articles. So, yeah, share that with your Yachty friends. And if you're not a Yachty and you're thinking about it, yeah, the podcast may inspire you. There's some interesting insights into Yachty life. And today, what have we got?
Hollywood makeovers versus real-life transformations. Now, this is going to be interesting. Dr. Yudelman, What exactly do people mean by a Hollywood smile, and how does it compare to what most everyday patients actually want or need?
I love the way you put that about what you want and what you need. So when people say a Hollywood smile, Eon, they usually picture a super white, perfectly even teeth, something you'd see on the red carpet. But in real life, that may not always look natural or fit in someone's face. Most of us want a beautiful smile, but we also want to feel comfortable and for it to look like it belongs to us rather than seeming like someone else's grin. Some of these actors, they all start looking the same after a while. There's nothing wrong with liking white teeth or wanting a show-stopping smile, but it's really about finding the right balance so it suits you day to day.
Okay. And how important is it for patients to maintain their personal identity when they're seeking these aesthetic dental treatments rather than just simply copying a celebrity look?
Yeah, I always say, your smile should feel like you. Copying a celebrity can be fun as inspiration, but what works for them might not work for your face, your face shape or your lifestyle. We get especially younger females bringing in a photo of their favorite actress or latest supermodel and saying, I want my teeth to look like that. And it's fine to use that for some kind of inspiration or to get an idea what the patient's looking for. But if you go too extreme, like a super white or exaggerated shape, then you definitely will lose that authentic look that makes your smile uniquely yours. Your teeth, if they're restored to where they're supposed to be in terms of position, and if they're whitened to a natural color, natural enamel, and they're restored in terms of their shape and size to where they're supposed to be for your mouth, will always look better than some of these makeovers where they've gone and completely changed the teeth. If you do, when patients keep their individuality in mind, they're generally happier with the end result, and it blends seamlessly into their natural features. Of course, it's what the patient wants and what they think they want is where we have to find that sort of happy medium. We've had it happen a few times where patients want very white teeth and we try to talk them out of it, or we warn them. And in cases where we've done injection molded composite bonding, it's quite, I wouldn't say easy, but it does take a time to remove something if we've done it too white and then to go and redo it all. And that's happened on a few patients at OptiSmile, where they've chosen the very, very whitest color and against our better judgment. And immediately afterwards, they look in the mirror and they say, doc, you were right. And then it's all of a sudden, how can I go to work like this on Monday? So what they think they want and what they actually want, one has to figure out ahead of time. So, that's a real life story right there.
Now, digital smile design is often talked about in modern dentistry. How does it help create a balanced, natural look, and why is it not just about making teeth extremely white?
Yeah, so digital smile design is brilliant because it lets us preview how different sizes or shapes of teeth fit your face, so we're not guessing. It's not just about brightening teeth. It's about looking at your overall facial harmony, the way your lips, gums, and teeth all interact. And this planning step helps us avoid the too white and too perfect outcome, giving you a smile that's enhanced, but still feels real. Sometimes when we're doing these digital smile design cases, we're changing very little. We're just improving on what's there.
All right. And, celebrities often accept dramatic changes for a role or for the stage. From your experience, what sort of lifestyle factors should a regular patient keep in mind before choosing any drastic cosmetic treatment?
Yeah, look, celebrities might need their new look for a specific tour or a film shoot, whereas you'll be wearing your smile 24/7, so it should be practical. If you're super busy, you may not want high maintenance veneers that we've discussed veneers before, and I've got a few stories about that. And of course, comfort is key. If your new smile feels awkward or too bulky, you won't be confident showing it off. And we'll get to those stories as we go in the next few questions.
Many high-profile smile makeovers appear flawless at first, but they don't always seem natural over time, And I think, isn't that the whole idea, to make it look natural? It's like getting Botox. You don't want to look like your face was frozen. You still want to look like it's just all you, that you're natural. So what are some common pitfalls with bold or overly protected veneers, and how do they hold up in everyday life, Doctor?
Yeah, so that overly perfected issue, one big issue when the veneers are shaped or colored so dramatically they stand out as fake, after a while, or maybe even right from the beginning. I recently went to see a concert by a well-known singer that was on world tour, and I don't like to mention names because this particular singer has been hounded by paparazzi his whole life, and it really affected him. I watched a documentary about him, and he was very happy with the way his teeth look. I did look after the concert where he had them done, and it's actually a dentist that practices both in the US and in Dubai, and a lot of Hollywood celebrities go to him. And, although he says that he's doing veneers, in many cases it's actually crowns. We're going to be talking about turkey teeth and the dangers of doing what you think is veneers, which turn out to be overly filed down teeth, which is one of the biggest problems. Is too much structure was removed, and you can get sensitivity and even longevity problems. And that bright white stage ready smile might look amazing on TV, on stage, but in person it can really be off-putting. I saw that guy being interviewed, that particular musician, and he absolutely loves his teeth, which is why I'm hesitant to criticize too much about it. For me, as a dentist, I could see a number of things that we would have done differently if he wasn't a celebrity. But we actually have had some patients at OptiSmile that have been to that same particular dentist. And that dentist, this famous dentist, charges $5,000 per tooth. And
Ooh.
Most of the patients end up getting all of their teeth done, which is in most cases 28 teeth. You wouldn't do the wisdom teeth. And so you can figure that out. You're talking over $140,000. And that's one thing, the cost, but there's the biologic cost, which is the teeth are getting filed down, which we've discussed in previous podcasts. And in this particular case, this dentist keeps saying that he does handmade ceramic veneers or handmade ceramic. Well, he calls them veneers, but this patient that we saw, or we've had two patients that have been to him now and then come to us afterwards with all of their problems, the actual teeth were filed down, and then the more modern and strong zirconia was used just as a core, and then the ceramic was built up on top of this. And within a year, this patient had 4 or 5 of these things chipping. And if you're one of these musicians or celebrities, and the guys around the corner from you, you can just go and get them replaced or redone. And I imagine that's a big part of his business as well, redoing these things. But if you've gone and spent even 100 or 200,000 rand versus $140,000, there's still a big cost involved. But the thing that concerns us most, even if you have the money, is the biologic cost that you're going to keep having your teeth drilled down every time. And in this particular case, a patient lost a few teeth. He ended up with some implants, and that was just a few years after going all the way to Los Angeles to see the famous dentist.
That's a lot of money, but I mean, if you're a well-known pop or rock star, that's not a problem. Anyway, could you talk us through the importance of underlying oral health, like strong tooth structure and gum health, before you consider those cosmetic enhancements, Doctor?
Yeah, I like to remind people that you can't put fancy wallpaper on crumbling walls. I think it's a great picture right there. So if there's decay or gum disease, you need to fix that first. Healthy gums and stable teeth help cosmetic work last much longer and look better over time. And we want your new smile to be built on a solid foundation, not just cover up hidden problems that can get worse later. We at OptiSmile, our patient charter, we don't just keep pushing cosmetic dentistry. We actually are here to optimize your health, not only your oral health, but your general health as well. And of course, your mental health, to enable you to smile with confidence. And it's not about how your teeth look or what other people think of your teeth. It's how you feel about the way your teeth look and the way you feel when you smile, when you walk into a room. And we have done a couple of podcasts about that. So make sure you go back and listen to them. Just to get back to the subject, I'm ready for the next question.
Sometimes people believe that a dream smile can be achieved overnight, but in reality, how much planning and time does a truly successful smile makeover actually require?
Yeah, so I'm very against those one-day makeovers. We see cases, and there's so many of them on Instagram. And even this particular famous dentist, and there's a number of other famous dentists, a lot of them seem to be in Hollywood and Dubai. They travel from the one to the other, and or London. And a lot of the time, it's a quick fix where there's a tooth that could be straightened, but they go and they pull it out and they do an implant instead. So the biologic cost, even if the financial cost is not a concern, the biologic cost is a big concern. And we've covered it before. We talk about the 3 different costs. The first being the obvious one, which is the financial cost, what it's going to cost you today to do that treatment. And then there's the time cost, which is if you have to have a number of visits to get it done. And then there's the actual, if you're going to straighten your teeth or do Invisalign first, it can take months, even a year, to position the teeth in the correct place, which then leads you to the biologic cost. If you plan everything properly and the teeth are in the right place, and instead of veneering or crowning teeth, you whiten them naturally, the biologic cost in those cases is 0. You haven't filed away any tooth. You don't increase your risk of root canals or implants in the future. If you need to change the shape of the teeth, you can do it with bonding or injection molded composite bonding, or in some cases, yes, veneers. But because the teeth are in the right position, very, very minimal invasive veneers, which is what everybody thinks they're getting. But if they try that overnight one, the overnight success, and don't follow a good what do you call it, holistic dental treatment plan is, they rush the process, will lead to regrets, the shape or shade won't quite suit you, taking time to try in or to do digital previews, you can really fine tune what you want. The last thing you want to do is go to Dubai or LA or even come to OptiSmile or a cosmetic dentist, and they say, leave it to me. And then before you know it, they've filed your teeth down. They've put temporaries on. They say, don't worry, this isn't what the permanent ones are going to look like. Now you're hating them. And then it comes back 2 weeks later from the lab in many cases, and the dentist glues them on. And then you look in the mirror, and that's the first time you know what your new smile is going to look like. And of course, by then you have to love them. They glued in, and you paid a lot of money. And it's not a good idea.
Now, in your experience, do people ever regret going too far in their pursuit of a celebrity look? And also, what lessons can be learned from these situations?
Yeah, we've seen lots of cases where people have come usually from other dentists where the veneers are too thick or too big or they're too white. And then they realize they don't even recognize themselves. That's quite common. It's always much harder to go back and redo something, and there's a bigger biological cost. You want to make sure you do your research first. And, if maintenance or overall aesthetics becomes a hassle, people can end up feeling disappointed or self-conscious. And the biggest lesson is in finding the middle ground, something that elevates your smile but doesn't feel fake or something that belongs to you. It's always much better.
And then I also want to ask you, Doctor, how can dentists work with patients to ensure their new smile looks natural, complements their face shape, and it still feels like them?
First and foremost, we listen. We speak to you, we listen. We want to hear what you like about your smile and what you'd love to change, so we know where to start. We're happy to look at celebrities' photos and show us what your teeth looked like when you were younger, or show us your granny's teeth or your twin sister's teeth. I had an interesting case where I had a patient come in and she had an identical twin sister who had gone somewhere actually in Durban and had veneers done. And fortunately for the sister, the teeth weren't filed down much, and the veneers came out too thick. I say fortunately because we're actually going to be removing them. But back to the first sister, we did injection molded composite bonding, and we made her teeth even more beautiful than her sister's veneers, to the point where her sister saw the injection molded composite bonding and came all the way from Durban to see us and wanted the same as what her sister had. Mm-hmm. And in this case, like I said, luckily they hadn't filed her teeth down, and we're going to be actually doing the exact replica because they do have the same teeth from the one sister to the other, and we'll be doing it all digitally. So we'll get her veneers lasered off so there's no drilling, and then make sure that the new smile or the same smile as the sister fits on her teeth, and the two of them will look the same again. Isn't that a great story?
That's an amazing story, Doctor. And I'm
but
sure.
Sorry, back to I got a bit sidetracked, but you asked about how it's still, how it fits your face shape and still feels like them. So I jotted down a few notes here. So the one is we use tools like digital previews and sometimes temporary mock-ups that we try on, so you can actually see and feel the proposed changes. And it's always a collaborative process, sharing feedback and adjusting until everyone agrees and it looks great and feels great. We have so much experience with injection molded composite bonding and digital smile design. The patients have come to trust us, and I'll often send them we'll do a Zoom or Google Meet, and I'll show them their design before we go and print everything, and they can get a very good idea in 3D. In patients that are still not sure, we print a model and we make a mold, and they come in and we fill it with a tooth-colored resin and actually put their new teeth in their mouth temporarily. They can look at it. We take photos. In some cases, we may even let them go home with it for a few days to show the spouse or partner and just to see how they feel. And they come back and we pop that all off and then do the real thing, or we make changes. It's very rare with digital planning these days that we have to make many changes. The patients generally love the design work. We've got a fantastic lab that we've been working with for a long time. That's a very important part of all of this.
And finally, if someone is thinking about a cosmetic procedure, what key advice would you give them to ensure they get a healthy and long-lasting result that they're actually happy with?
So, getting a thorough checkup first, so your gums and teeth are in good shape before you start focusing on cosmetics. Have an honest chat with the dentist about what's realistic, both financially and in terms of maintenance, so there's no surprises. And remember, a smile is personal. Choose something that boosts your confidence but still feels authentic to who you are. Don't make that mistake of getting a Hollywood makeover or Hollywood smile, rushing to do it in a shortest amount of time possible, or in the case what we're talking about is going to a dentist that specializes in ceramic veneers only and doesn't do Invisalign or tries to talk people out of whitening, telling you that they can straighten your teeth. You don't need orthodontics. They'll straighten them with the veneers. Those are the cases where you're going to get a lot of tooth drilled away to make them appear straight and possibly end up with root canals or even losing teeth long term. Those are the cases where the veneers will not look natural. If you whiten your teeth, if you put them in the correct place with braces or Invisalign, and then you just do very lightweight bonding or very, very thin veneers, which is the way veneers are supposed to be done, and we hardly see that these days anymore because people are in too much of a hurry. You'll try to, you'll be happy and they'll be comfortable and they'll last you a long time and they'll still be 95% your own tooth. They won't be 50%, drilled away. And hopefully that's the takeaway message. Be you. Everyone else is already taken.
Absolutely. And that concludes Hollywood makeovers versus real life transformations. It was very, very insightful. Once again, a big thank you to Dr. Clifford Yudelman from OptiSmile. We really appreciate your insights and expertise.
Thank you.
Also, to our listeners, remember, while we strive to provide valuable insights, always consult with your own dental professional for advice tailored to your personal health. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for more enlightening discussions, and do join us again next week as we continue to explore the fascinating intersection of dental health and financial savvy. Until then, keep smiling and taking great care of your teeth.
Discover the world of dental excellence with OptiSmile. Join us for a weekly podcast featuring Dr. Clifford Yudelman, a seasoned expert with 40 years of dental experience across 4 continents. Gain unique insights and expert dental advice by visiting optismile.co.za for articles that illuminate the path to optimal oral health. If you're seeking unparalleled dental care in Cape Town, get in touch with OptiSmile or book directly online on optismile.co.za. OptiSmile, where global expertise meets local care.